Hauraki Big Show with Jase, Mike and Keyzie. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
It is Supergrass on the Hauraki Big Show with Keyzie and Mogi. Hoity J back with us on Thursday. If you just joined us, we are discussing what was one of the biggest fights of the century. Jake Paul taking on Mike Tyson. If you didn't see it, don't worry, you didn't really miss much. If you did see it, it was an interesting spectacle. Mogi, a lot of text coming in on 3483, and a lot of people, no one's in favour of the fight they saw. Everyone's in agreement that it was terrible.
That's right. The boxing was crap. Tyson's old, Jake Paul's a douche, but how good was it not having to shell out $50 on pay-per-view?
That was great.
That was awesome that it was on Netflix.
I think this is going to be, after the success of that, this is going to be a regular occurrence.
100%.
This is going to have started something.
Well, they've also got, Netflix has also bought X amount of spots, X amount of games of the NFL. So they've got the Christmas Day NFL game. So
that's huge.
They're just going to get into it more and more and more. It makes complete sense. They're in more households than anything else worldwide.
That's right.
Yeah. Tyson Paul fight, complete sham. The end of the eighth when JP started bowing and thanking Tyson, which was out the gate. Tyson could have just leveled him with the world's greatest dude.
I don't think he could have. I don't think he's got that anymore.
He was exhausted.
Yeah, it was absolutely knackered.
He was exhausted after the fourth.
Which is fair enough, because as we were talking in the office, he's a 58-year-old dude who boxed for 30, 40 years. He's allowed to be tired and slow.
Yeah, he is, but that's the thing. So I keep going back to those training videos and... yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I tell you what, they did a great job of making people think that the fight would be a fight. Like, that's the thing. They did. They were great at telling you that he's still got it, showing you the right stuff. So many highlights, and then the bottom corner it would be like 1988. Yeah. You know, it's like, oh, okay, cool, almost 40 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. There's another one here. It says, also the only good entertainment on last night's fight was the ladies before the main event. They put on a show.
Oh, the ring girls.
I'm assuming he means the ring girls.
No, there was the female boxers, the fight beforehand.
Yeah.
That was one hell of a fight.
Yeah.
Now, those two, I believe, had fought a couple of years prior and it had gone the distance, and it was just an absolute bloodbath. Same thing happened. However, Mogi, that fight was a clear example of how sometimes in boxing, the results are complete BS, and the entire world witnessed that.
Yeah.
One girl, Katie Martin, 38 from Ireland, very experienced fighter. She spent the whole fight headbutting the other chick intentionally, opened up her eye. I've never seen someone's eyelid hanging open like that.
Yeah.
That girl, that woman, landed more than 100 punches on her. She was the victim of dirty play, basically headbutting, and somehow she still lost.
Yeah.
That is just complete BS.
Yeah, it was.
Great fight,
but
though.
you don't expect anything less, do you? That's why you say you never leave it in the hands of the judges, Keyzie.
That's right, yeah.
But I tell you what, those ring girls, they looked stoked, didn't they? You couldn't wipe the smiles off their faces.
It's almost like they were paid to smile. Like, if you even stop smiling for 1 second. So even if the shot was quite, and it's not like I was looking out for them, Mogi.
No.
Even if it was like a wide shot with 50 people in the shot, you'd be able to see them eyeballing the camera that was on them with a big grin.
Yeah, somehow they knew how to find the camera.
Yeah, which is amazing.
Or
really.
the cameraman knew how to find them.
I was certainly great at that.
It was in Texas, and as they say, everything is bigger in Texas, but I'm not sure everything is better in Texas.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue and Keyzie.
It is the Hauraki Big Show, 25 minutes past 4, a bit of Simple Minds for you there. Keyzie and Mogi with you. Hoity J joining us on Thursday when we're heading down to Shining Peak Brewing in Taranaki for a live show. Make sure you do come along. Mogi, text coming through still on 3483 with what people are wearing. Keep them coming, by the way. And you could win yourself a 2 prize pack. Caleb is wearing the usual backbone attire, singlet and stubbies.
Nice.
Which is right.
Do they still sell a stubby?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do they?
Rugby league shorts.
It used to be at Warnock's, but I mean stubbies.
Oh, okay.
The brand, because they were a brand.
Right, were they?
Yeah. I'll Google it, Keyzie. I'll let you know, brother.
Could you Google that, man?
Hey, Pugs, can you Google that, man?
Pugs.
Cheers, man.
Okay, yeah, sweet as. Just on clothing, actually, man.
Yeah, man.
And this is a segue.
Sweet, man.
Does your wife...
My wife?
Does she ever wear your stuff?
My stuff?
Your clothes and that?
No.
Like, you don't ever walk out and she's wearing your tight black jeans and your tight white T-shirt or anything like that? No?
I'm considerably a bigger unit than her, though.
Yeah, you're massive.
Compared to her, I am.
Well, compared to my wife, I'm massive as well.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, she's a little thing as well. But we did a bit of a clothing bin run. We went through our drawers.
But you kept that shirt.
Mogi. We went through our drawers. We went through the wardrobe. We cleared out all the stuff we don't wear anymore, all the stuff that's, kind of out of fashion.
Yeah. You can't just keep putting that back up.
No, it's just all the stuff you never wear. And it's just like, I haven't worn this in a year. I'm getting rid of it. So
Great.
Cleared it all out, which was excellent. Had about 5 big bags. The Red Cross, we donated it, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And then I noticed that in my wife's half of the wardrobe was half of the stuff I'd thrown out. So my wife has picked up an old denim jacket I never wear anymore, a few other things, some T-shirts, and she's just started dressing like me.
Right.
But from a year ago.
Right.
And it's a really weird phenomenon. It's hot.
Does she wear baggy
Yes.
stuff?
Yeah.
Right.
So you kind of baggy jeans, which I often wear in winter, and then a denim jacket and a cool retro tee or something. But it's all she's dressing like me.
But she's not wearing your jeans.
No, not my jeans. But she's wearing similar ones.
Yeah.
So she's dressed like me, but she's my wife.
Yeah.
And it's just a weird kind of situation to be in.
You loving it?
I love it.
Yeah.
She's never looked better.
Yeah.
The other day she was wearing a pink jacket and some orthopedic slippers, and I was like,
How hot.
hello.
Did she ever get you a tap her on the shoulder?
Eh? And she looked over her shoulder at me. Nah, it didn't happen actually. But I'm just wondering, is it weird or is it?
Is it weird that you're more attracted to your wife now that she reminds you of yourself?
Yeah.
No, it's standard.
Okay, good.
That's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon she'd look great with a moustache.
Well, yeah. I mean,
you've seen it. You'd agree.
Yeah. I mean, there's the hint of one starting.
Yeah.
Just a hint.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jase, Mike and Keyzie. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Green Day, long view on the Hauraki Big Show with Keyzie and Mogi. Hoodie J back with us tomorrow. Mogi, I've got something written down here that just says shart.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
It's a pretty amazing little story, brother.
Oh, yeah?
You might have seen this across the news over the last couple of days there. It's a harrowing tale, really, and probably a lesson for us all when it comes to exercising. You would have seen the footage potentially, but there was a woman who was enjoying herself a nice marathon there.
Right.
And then during the marathon, there's motorbikes. They have the motorbikes go along. They've got the cameraman on them.
I've got a motorbike.
Oh, yeah, like that.
Yeah,
like
okay.
that.
Oh, they've got a camera on them.
Yeah, they've got a cameraman on it.
Oh, okay. Not a woman?
Not in this case.
Okay, yeah,
a camera person.
Yeah, camera
is probably
operator.
the better way to phrase it. Let me firstly say I'm sorry.
You almost got
it's
cancelled.
camera person,
Yeah.
not cameraman or woman. Anyway, this woman was running along and enjoying a marathon there. The cameraman's in front at about a 45-degree angle, and all of a sudden, the competitor there, she starts talking to the camera person, and this is what we hear.
As hard as she could, and she went all in.
Myself? So can you not get my ass? Thank you. Sorry.
Right, so just confirming, she said, I just shit myself. Can you not get my ass?
Did
Thank
you?
you. Is that what you... No,
Did
Mogi,
you?
don't turn this into me saying that
Keyzie,
I...
what are you doing, brother?
No, that's not where this break is going. Definitely not.
No, that's not where it's going. Yeah, that's exactly what she said. So she's run along there and has shat herself, and then obviously doesn't want that to be broadcast to the world. So she said to the camera person, can you just stay in front of me?
Yeah.
If you've got to keep the shot, don't go behind me and get a vision of my back door because it's looking like somebody's kicked it in.
Is that what she said? Okay. And this is the sort of conundrum you're in, because this is called runner's bum.
Is it?
It's a very common occurrence.
Is it?
It's never happened to me, yeah.
Well, you only go 5K.
Barely, like 3.5. And even then, God. A former colleague of mine used to run marathons, and he was saying it's runner's bum. In fact, he's had runner's bum like once a month. He'll get it while practicing.
Right.
And he'll just have to run into a bush or something, and it's very familiar. So any of your friends...
But what's the symptoms here? It's just you are on a run and you need to do a poo.
I don't know, yeah. I think it must be brought on by the stuff you have. I have no idea.
It seems to me that the only thing that it can be really is that you desperately need to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
And you're in a running race and you quite like to do well. And so you've got two options. One, you stop the race and go to a toilet.
Yeah.
Or two, you just
go for it.
defecate in your pants.
And so do you know which marathon this was? Like, was it like a proper full-on...
It was it
wasn't like a fun run.
The fact that there was a camera person present.
True, yeah.
That indicates to me that it was televised.
So she had a choice do you want the audio of me asking not to film me, or
Yeah.
do you want footage of me with a dirty bum? And so she's gone for the audio.
She's gone for the audio, but I don't think that she would have thought that there would have been audio.
Yeah, right.
I think that you're more thinking that people are going to see you running and that there'll be commentary over the top of it.
yeah, okay.
And the other part of it is the vast majority of that stuff that's recorded and that you see is not live. Like you'll see the leaders will be live, and
Yeah.
and she would just assume that. What are the chances that actually went out live? There's no way.
Yeah, that's
that went
right.
out live. It would have been pre-recorded. Then they made a decision to play it because it's funny to us.
That's right. So it's a perfect break in the commentary too if we listen again.
Pulled as hard as she could, and she went
I
all
just
in.
shit myself. So can you not get my ass? Thank you.
Yeah, so there's a perfect pause in the commentary as well.
And also what the commentator said. Can we play that back one more time?
Sure.
Pulled as hard as she could, and she went
I
all
just
in.
shit myself.
Yeah, right.
She has. She's gone all in.
She did go all in.
And all out.
Her pants.
Yeah, amazing. I've never had any kind of. The worst I've probably done is puked, but I haven't shat myself
While running a marathon.
while running a marathon. Yeah,
You've never run a marathon, have you?
dozens.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Everclear there on the radio Hauraki Big Show this Friday afternoon. And fellas, it's a significant day for Hoodie, Jake.
Is it?
Because I made a vow to myself and my family overseas when I was over there this week that I'd give up the darts.
Can you talk us through how it came to that?
I've been flirting with it for a little while now.
For about 10 years.
Yeah, for about 10 years.
Oh,
but,
sort of like you with that flight attendant.
but I've sort of reached a point where
And
enough is
failing.
enough. And I figure I've got to give it one last good go.
Oh, is this your last attempt?
I'm going to give it a genuine go. And I felt it was important because I know we've banged on about this a fair amount over our careers.
You have.
But I'm deadly serious about this. And I felt it was important to put it out there in the public so that I can be held accountable.
Yeah,
You know,
we've been
as-
down
I
this
feel
track
we've done this
before.
As opposed to just keeping it to myself and
Right.
not doing
I
that.
don't think we've ever had an aversion to making it public. I mean,
Sure.
every time we think we're going to do it, we put it on here. And, of course, immediately, it's almost boy who cries wolf.
A
sort of
little
thing
bit.
At this stage. We must have given up 10 to 15 times probably on this show
How about-
alone the last 3 years.
Yeah.
How about there's never been like not a punishment, but a thing where if you do decide you are back smoking again, like you should have to take us all out for dinner or something. You know what I mean? Like some sort of thing
I
where
think so.
you
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm prepared to do that.
So-
that's a fair call.
Yeah.
We'll pick a restaurant. Nothing
Well,
too
no,
fancy.
I'll pick the
no,
restaurant. but I'll,
no.
But
No,
here's
well,
the thing.
it'll just be a curry night,
Like a nice curry night.
No, I'll agree to that. Now listen.
wanna get
And all our partners.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I was going to do that one day anyway, and then I went, yeah, right. I've got one cigarette left. I'm going to smoke that today. I'm contemplating. I think the most appropriate place for me to have it is on my deck out the front.
Yeah.
Where I always have my durries in full sunlight and just really enjoy
But-
that one last cigarette
But-
and then be done with it.
That is a really good final cigarette, right?
Yes, that's a good one.
And so that's going to be your last memory of smoking, and you're going to be like, man, I'd love to do that again.
Can I?
Do you have a shitter of a cigarette?
Yeah, I mean, but he's got to give up regardless. I mean, if I was you, Jase,
Yes.
I would save that one for tomorrow morning because your favourite cigarette of the day is
Yes.
the first one.
Well, I have two favourites of the day. The first one of the day,
Yeah.
and then the one after the show.
Right.
Okay.
And then I always, because you follow me in your
You're
car.
in your car there,
and
you
I light up
Yeah,
straight away.
yeah, yeah.
So, no, I'm going to have it in the sun on my deck this afternoon.
Or
and
this
I'll
evening.
This evening, sorry.
Yeah.
And keep you informed of my progress, fellas. All right?
I am going to go. What do you reckon, Keyzie? I don't think you'll see the year out.
Okay. Fair call.
And that's just based on previous experience.
Fair.
And it's a real. It's a sign of how hard it is to give up smoking.
Yes.
When you think about how much we hate it,
Yes.
and the fact that we've not been able to give up, and we are fairly strong mentally individuals around pretty much everything else.
Yes.
And yet I can't do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's I'd be the same.
Okay, my prediction is you do give it up, and then when we come back and meet up again next year after the summer holidays, you walk in reeking of darts, and then we go out for Indian curry that night. That's my prediction. I don't want it. Actually,
Yeah.
my
Obviously,
wish,
I want him to give it up.
Yes, 100%. My wish is that you never have another dart again, other than this last one on your deck.
Yes.
But that's just my vibe based on the 14 other times you've tried to do this on here.
Okay. Well, we'll see how we go, fellas.
Full support, Jase, man. 3483 as well, if anyone else wants to pledge their support and maybe join in as well if there's something they need to give up.
Beautiful.
Underworld, man.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jase, Mike and Keyzie. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.